Peace. What's going on? It's your boy Sincere Seven of the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit. Oh man. This is called a Kush Coffee. So for those of y'all who are um, new to my stream, to my pages, to my following, our Kush Coffee is basically our morning time to share a little bud. You know what I'm saying? Whether you smoke a little joint, a little blunt, you know what I mean? Maybe even a herbal roll. Maybe you're not smoking at all. Maybe you're having a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a smoothie, some juice, and we're just kicking it, about different things, right? And here they come. They want to do construction while I'm doing my live. How great for that, right? What's your morning ritual? That's what I want to talk about today. Because I was thinking about it as I sat here. Today I'm actually doing coffee. Today is an actual cushion coffee for me. And I was just thinking that I need to improve my morning rituals, right? And as a practicing magician, I know the importance of rituals, right? What are rituals? There's something that you do at a certain point. An anniversary celebration is a ritual. A birthday celebration is a ritual. Your defense against the dark arts is a ritual. There's different types of magics and powers and things to utilize and empower at your will. And then there are some of them that are to be utilized and operated under or with at a certain time. How about full moon cleansings? That would be a ritual. If you do new moon work or full moon work and you catch it every time the full moon or the new moon, that form of what some would call magic would be referred to as a ritual. It's something that you do ritualistically. Peace, man. And so within that realm, you have morning rituals. Your personal hygiene should be a morning ritual, right? So a lot of these terms we have either utilized only in the realms of certain things or utilized them too much to not really understand them or even catch the simplicity of them, right? So when people say, oh, they be doing rituals and stuff, it'd be like, you don't? No. So you just brush your teeth kind of every now and then when you think about it. Maybe on the weekend I catch a toothbrush. Nah, every morning. Right, ritualistically. But a lot of people don't realize that. So when I say, what's your morning ritual? I'm asking, what is it that you do in the morning ritualistically to protect you, to set you up for positive attitudes and emotions, to set you up for financial blessings, to set you up for personal and relationship gains? What is your rituals? Some of mine is brushing my teeth and taking a shower. I do that every morning after I release whatever was not needed from the night before that morning. After that, immediately, I go into my ritual of taking a shower, my ritual of brushing my teeth, my ritual of my personal hygiene, right? Why? I don't want to be offensive when I'm around y'all. I don't want to smell like I want to be alone. Right? So this is something that I'll do. Another part is that I will do my cushion coffee, right? So when I get up, after I do my personal hygiene and I come out, boom, I'll pop me a microdose usually, maybe two. That's part of my ritual, probably 4 days out the week, give or take, right? So I microdose usually at least on average 4 to 5 days a week, right? So that's part of somewhat, but I wouldn't call it a ritual because I don't do that every day without fail. You know what I'm saying? Or every Friday without fail. And so when I speak of a ritual, it's something that it's almost like if you know me and you know this about me, then you know where to find me at this time. I know that there's certain women that on the first, or excuse me, on the full moon, they're going to be doing something with their stones, their crystals, maybe their magic, you know what I'm saying? Maybe even their physical bodies might be actually going through something on the full moon or on the new moon. Women are ritualistically usually linked with some cycle of the moon or heavier energy that they find themselves being around every single day, right? I can't speak on that as a professional, only as an observer, okay? But as a polygamist, man, that was one thing that people would ask me, like, do you have all of your wives in the same house? And I say, oh, no, don't do that. And they say, what do you mean? I say, listen, if they all live in the same house, all of their cycles are going to link up. That almost defeats one of the purposes. And not for real, I'm being silly, y'all, but it's a real thing. So, I prefer that every woman had their own castle, right? And also that let them have their own cycle, their own ritualistic, that they can depend on. Like clockwork is going to be at this time. So that's something that I find really awesome about women. You know what I mean? Like that's just awesome. Like, y'all just really, really come together. That shows by nature. Like, there was a comedian I was watching, and she was like, you know how like women are like, really, we should all support one another. I don't think we should do that. And she went into her comedy routine. It was just really funny because she was saying was real. Like, women do have a natural tendency to connect, to want to help each other, and to it's real, beautiful. It's real beautiful. But even by nature, they sink. You know what I'm saying? As one, we're men, we're like all competitive and shit. We see another dude like, hey, no, or whatever they say that we be doing. I don't know. I don't do it, but I've heard. Now I was in the military. I know about the male testosterone and the alpha male, and walking around with your chest out, wanting to make sure don't try me because I'll finish it type. But yeah, I was part of the ignorance. I do confess. Yo, peace and rising, gods. Yo, peace, God. So rituals are important because they do provide a certain energy. You don't think so? All right. So if you've been practicing the ritual of celebrating your wife's birthday for the last 15 years, don't celebrate it this year. Just don't do nothing. Just wake up, go to the park, eat an apple, watch Jeopardy, ask for what's for dinner, see if you make it to sleep comfortably. You will not, right? These these rituals, they serve a purpose, and there's a reason why you do them. And that's why I said I myself need to improve my morning rituals, right? I need to include more things that set me up for success more throughout my day. I need to add yoga as a ritual. Not, okay, I'm going to do some yoga today. No. It's a ritual. I need to put meditation as a ritual. It's something that you're going to do every single whatever after that. Whether it's every single day, every single Friday, every single first day of the month, I don't care. But it's something that needs to be implemented. This goes into the self-discipline aspect within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? A lot of rituals keep us on point where we wouldn't keep ourselves on point because a lot of us have a lack of, what's that word? What is that word where somebody will check you for not doing what you're supposed to? Accountability. We got a lack of accountability. We have a lack of people that will challenge us. We have a lack of people that will call us and say, did you do it today? Did you do it today? Me and my peoples, the peoples I care about, and they care about me, we have a tendency to get on each other's nerves about that shit. We'll ask you, did you do it today? Knowing damn well you did it, but I'm going to ask you anyway just to make sure you know. I'm going to ask you, so make sure that you do it. Whatever it is that you say you need to be doing, whether it's I need to be watching my diet, or I'm going to stop smoking, or I'm going to take these supplements, you know what I'm saying? Did you do it? Did you do it? That's accountability. And a lot of us don't have that, but those of us who do, it's an awesome thing. But we cannot let a lack of accountability, you know what I'm saying, be a reason for us to not follow through with things that so this is where you bring them into creating rituals. See, this is why a lot of churches and religious institutions have rituals. It's like it'll keep you on point. Kind of like how, the average American has the rituals of the holidays. So you're gonna have Thanksgiving. You're gonna have a time where you give thanks and you're grateful for all of the blessings that you receive throughout the year. You're gonna have Christmas, which is, I think, supposed to be a time to be like sacrificial, or I don't know. I don't know. Don't get me started. But it's got something to do with some bunnies and some chocolate, and I don't know. But right, and then you got Valentine's Day, which is to make sure you stay on point and showing your love, that they're important. And then you got the birthdays, you got anniversaries, you got Veterans Day. This is where y'all tell me thank you for my service, and I'll be like, no problem, thank you. I mean, what? Yes, all right. And then you got Memorial Day, and that's when we show respect for the soldiers who have given their lives for our freedoms and our rights. Then we got Black History Month, and it's the shortest month of the year. I was just wondering, I mean, and it's cold. I don't understand how we got that month, but all right, right? So these are the different rituals that we do as, Americans, to keep things in mind, to remember things, right? What kind of rituals have you created? Let me see. My man Lo said, Christmas should be given back to the less fortunate. Okay. All right. I can see that. Doing as Christ did. Doing as Christ did. I like that. And that's what I was going to say is, to a lot of us that we've gotten out of the customs that have been given to us because we are aware of where they came from, who they came from, what type of things they were rooted in, and so it's kind of like, but we still have that natural, because don't get it twisted, y'all. We are ritualistic by natural people. It ain't like rituals was given to us through slavery. Nah, certain rituals was, certain religions was, but we've been doing this all of our existence. We've been paying homage. We've been giving thanks. We've been worshiping and praising. We've been praying. We've been fasting. We've been meditating. We've been doing magic. We've been planting crops. We've been delivering babies. You understand what I'm saying? These things this is part of our makeup, you know what I mean, as they say, right? So, but what we do is we update them. So now I feel like this is one of those points where it's time to update, right? This is where a lot of people do Kwanzaa now, right? I don't do Kwanzaa myself. I don't do too many of the holidays. I like to just do the anniversaries and the birthdays and stay in tune with the principles that the holidays are created for. Because if the holidays were created for those people who don't have enough mentality to remember, then I feel like they created for those who need to be reminded. So I just make sure I don't need to be reminded. I'm constantly giving thanks. I'm constantly giving praise. I'm constantly giving worship. I'm constantly, giving back to the less fortunate. All of these different things. This is part of creating your boom. This is part of being a good person. These things should be instilled in us to where we don't need those holidays. Now, at the same time, I'm not anti-holiday either. I used to be, but I'm not, because I know now they're rituals. And rituals are made to keep people in tune, on point, or in schedule with certain things. And let's be honest, a lot of us need that. Like, we need that reminder. We need that reminder. So if everybody's talking about it because that's what is, picked up as a custom of the people, like certain, holidays, Martin Luther King Jr., right? And then you have those individuals who, we don't care if it's federal or not, we're going to celebrate Haile Selassie. We're going to celebrate Bob Marley. We're going to celebrate Father-in-Law. We're going to celebrate these different people that are in our history that we find grateful. And those people in those communities will join in on those what? Rituals. What's your morning ritual, though? That was the question. What's your morning ritual? What do you do every morning to ensure greatness when you leave out of your place? Whether it be protection, preparedness, cleanliness, whether you are doing something every morning to make sure that your finances is going to be on point. You know what I'm saying? Do you got an altar that you bless? Do you have one of those little coin bowls with the water and you touch the water before you leave out? Do you have your money oils. You know what I'm saying? Ashley said, thank you. I think it's a coincidence that my tattoo name is Rich. You Will Tattoos. And I start listening and you're speaking on rituals. Good word. Oh, ritual. Okay. Oh, I see what you did there. You see how the way I was reading it, I was kind of thrown off like ritual. But now I'm catching it. Rituals. Shout out to you. Right. Some people get tattoos ritualistically. You know what I'm saying? Every time I feel depressed, aggravated, anxious, time for tattoo therapy. I've heard people say that. I got brothers in the military that when that PTSD start kicking in, going to get another tattoo, bub. Like, hey, man, you look like a poster boy already. Like, yeah, I mean, I got a few of them. You know what I mean? I got a few things on me. Yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorites. Yeah, I mean, that's the type of life I live. You understand? I'm ready to get my dragon now. I need a big dragon on the boy. You understand? I got to represent. Hold on, wait. Let me show y'all my first one. Hey, hey, don't judge me, y'all. Watch out, man. I was in the army. I was something else. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Talk to me. I talk back. Talk that shit. Because I talk that. You know what I mean? It's fun over here. Hey, shout out to Ritual Tattoos out there. I need to come and get a dragon tattoo. Check them out. Man, but yeah, what are your morning rituals? You know what I'm saying? What do you do to ensure, or I'm not even gonna say what do you do to ensure greatness. I'm gonna say, what are your rituals for? Because if it's not to, install greatness, some people's is for protection. Just did one of those last night. Another coincidence. Well, I don't know if it's coincidence. Let me tell you about me, Ashley. Um, I'm the Detroit medicine man. I'm an urban shaman. I've been dealing with the sacred plant, fungi, mineral, and animal medicines and the medicines of man for over 15 years. And I have a tendency when I go live, because I already be microdosed, so I be tapped in, right? And when I go live, I have a tendency to start talking, and everything that I'm talking about is linked to somebody who's listening or somebody who's watching. If you go back in my lives, every time I get to making, I'll be like, oh, for example, this person has a dog and two cats, and they da 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 da. And somebody be like, I got a dog and two cats. That's exactly what I do. And it's like, okay, so it's you that I'm gleaming this information from. So I tend to just now know that I'm really channeling a lot of times. So sometimes I'm just channeling. I'm talking and I'm kicking it, and information is just coming out, and I ain't really thinking about it. I'm just talking, and the messages that I'm dropping are right in tune, right on point, and right tapped in for somebody. So you might have just get your mind down on something, as I said. So with that being said, Ashley, what is your morning rituals to ensure greatness in your life every morning? To ensure protection every morning, to ensure health every morning. Some people get up and they'll eat, 2 lemons and a lime and drink some bitters. That is, if you do that every morning, that's a ritual. That's a ritual. And you're doing it for protection and health, So even though we don't, listen, let me just say it like this. I don't want y'all to be mad at me, but it's a lot of magicians out there. A lot of y'all are magicians and witches and just don't know it. I'm just saying, don't be mad. Don't be scared. I don't know why everybody is like has this real offish type of energy when people bring up magic and when people bring up rituals and when people bring up mystical arts and sorcery. Now, all right, I ain't gonna lie. When we get into the sorcery part, I even be like, right? So I'll give us that, right? Sorcery is a bit much, but magic and mystical arts, that's nothing to be scared of. Nothing to be like, as far as I'm concerned, if we can accept religion, then religion should be able to respect and accept the magicians, the herbalists, the yogis, the light practicers. You know what I'm saying? I did a talk called Spirituality Meets Religion in a church. Shout out to Pastor James. It was the dopest thing that I have ever been a part of in my life. Okay. Not only did we do the talk in the church, but we also did communion in the church, and the communion was psilocybin microdoses and THC infused wine. When everybody did communion, minus the children, they were not allowed to take part in that. And then we had services, which was, you know, Tatiana, she spoke for briefly, and then I got up and did a nice talk, and it was awesome. So shout out to all my religious people. I ain't got no problem with y'all, but the magic and the mystical arts practices are something that is within us. This is encoded in us. This is in our DNA. And some of us just exude it a lot more than others. Just like athleticism is in our DNA, but some of us exude that more than somebody else. I'd rather be, you know what I mean, doing a healing spell on you or some healing works or something like that than I would be on the basketball court trying to slam dunk on somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I can move now. Don't get it twisted, but it just ain't my thing. Ashley said, I know laying around until my body feels like getting up is one. You help jumpstart me for sure. I don't want to bag your comments down, but we agree on coincide. Oh, and coincidences. It's in the way you read it. Indeed, indeed. She makes me read and think. Said think before you speak. That's dope. But yeah, man. So yeah, just back to it though. You know, your morning rituals are important. They empower you. Just rituals, period. And that's why I asked about the morning rituals. You might have nightly rituals. You know what I'm saying? You might have just rituals, period. Right? But I just wanted to bring people's attention to the morning rituals. This is why you hear people say, I get up, you know what I'm saying? 5, 6 in the morning, do some meditation, do some yoga, do some qigong, do some breathing exercises, might do a little light calisthenics or some martial art practices. They doing all of this before 8 o'clock. By the time you see them sitting down to have some coffee and a joint, they done already did more than you gonna do all day. That was one thing I loved about the military is we had that capacity to do more before noon than you're gonna do all day. You know what I'm saying? But that's the beauty of living that type of lifestyle is you are so prepared for anything that comes at you throughout the day. Why? Because that's what morning rituals are about. Protection, attention, intention. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, your finances, your health. You know what I'm saying? Being clear enough to be able to recognize a blessing when you see one and being in tune enough to feel some energy that you need to get up and get away from. You know what I'm saying? These types of things come from these morning rituals. It comes from the yoga, the meditation, you know what I'm saying? The breathing, the chi, all of that. And the more that people have of these morning rituals, usually, from what I've witnessed, the better quality of people they are all the way around. Now, let me get it straight. I'm not saying that if you get up out the bed, do your personal hygiene, go about your business, you ain't shit as a person. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you could use a little bit, a couple additions to your morning ritual. You understand? Whatever they may be. But there needs to be something that you tap yourself and tune yourself into. A lot of people that come to me, you know, to get consultations, and they're talking about their life is in shambles, and their money is in shambles, and their relationship is struggling, and their finances, and it's like, okay, and they want me to help them and assist them into bringing themselves in a state of harmony. When I get to asking them about their rituals, what do you mean? I mean, you know, I do birthdays, and I'm like, no, those are just examples just to get you to understand that I'm saying something that you do consistently. But what do you have consistently? You know what I'm saying? What do you do? Like, I mean, I do personal hygiene. It's like, yo, that was another example. But outside of those, and they don't really have any. And I've realized that that's something that is almost like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the majority of my clients that are in that state, that's something that they all have in common. They don't have any rituals, right? Yo, but the people who are coming to me saying, yo, I'm here, but I feel stuck and I can't get to the next thing. And it's like, and I'm like, yo, what's your rituals? And they be like, da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? And I do this. And I be like, oh, but you don't do this? They be like, do what? And I be like, do this. They be like, no, what's that? I'm like, oh, try this out. And they come back and they be like, yo, that was exactly what it, because they already had rituals. They already had security clearances. They already had practices that tapped them and tuned them into certain levels. And sometimes you just need another door open. You know what I'm saying? Just like we know where to go to get certain things done, but this one office, they keep giving me a hold up. Who's auntie working there? Wait, what? Call her and let her know I'm coming in Tuesday. Bow. Now you good. Go and open your restaurant. You know? So, you know, and that's another thing about rituals. Those things also connect you in a network with people who have those same rituals. You don't got to believe me. Trust me when I tell you. But I meditate by myself. It doesn't matter. When you leave out and you walk amongst the world, there are people who meditate who are automatically going to talk to you. They don't know why. You don't know why. Oh, girl, I like those shoes. Girl, thank you. I got them last week. They was on sale. Where? And then you get to talking. Come to find out, both of y'all meditate. It happens. Listen. I'm so tapped in sometimes because mushrooms is part of my morning rituals, right? I'm at the Eastern Market downtown Detroit. True story. I am telling y'all this is a true story. No exaggeration. My real life is so amazing I never have to exaggerate. I'm walking through Eastern Market. Eastern Market is a crowded, you know what I'm saying, fruit market, y'all. Everybody comes and sells their wares, right? I'm walking through. There's this white dude walking right next to me. We just happen to be walking next to each other. That's it. Like, we're just headed the same way. We wasn't even going to get the same thing as the big market. We walking, and after about 15 or 20 feet, I looked over at him, and I said, psilocybin? And he looked at me, he was like, mushrooms? I'm like, yeah. He was like, yeah, man, I'm on a gram right now. How did you know I look like it? I said, no, I felt it. I felt it. I'm walking next to him, and it was just like, why he feel like I feel? That's like the only thing that I could really describe. Like, he felt like I felt like, and I couldn't even describe. I know that kind of sounds crazy, right? And that's why I just said psilocybin to see if he would just catch it. And he was like, yo, dude, I'm on a gram right now. And I'm like, yo, that is crazy. And I'm like, yo, I started telling him I run the Psychonaut Academy, Detroit, blah, blah, blah. It was very awesome. But that's what they mean, like energies and vibrations. That's what it is. So these morning rituals, they create a certain vibratory pattern within you. You don't have to speak on it. People can see it. I've walked into certain places and elders have walked up to me and walked up and been like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. You a good person. Your work is good. I'm like, I just got here. You like, no, I can see it in you. Like, and I used to like be like, man, what are they talking about? I used to be like, thanks. You know, it was pride. I appreciated it, but I would be wondering, like, what the fuck is they talking about, right? Now, I understand. I understand. You know what I'm saying? It's like now having so many different things that I'm tapped and tuned into, I'm like, oh, I can see these things. Like, so it'd be youth that I be walking and talking and I hear them talking. I'd be like, oh, this motherfucker here, he's about to be the next. Listen, shout out to the God. What's the God's name? Freedom, freedom of law, justice, to God, free, yo, yo, we knew at a young age, God got a gift for speaking. Then he ended up with NED, New Era Detroit, and every other organization. Every time I turn on the news, he's standing up there. No, y'all not finna treat our peoples like that. I'm like, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. Right? So this is the type of energy we talking about, you know. But they come from having your own rituals, your own practices, your own, you know, and within that, there are initiations that come with that. Y'all, when y'all hear me talk about on my Kush Koffees about the problem with us as a people is we don't have initiations, we don't have rites of passages, we don't have none of the customs that we had as a people to prepare our youth for adulthood, to prepare our young boys to be men, to prepare our young girls to be women. Now, listen, whatever village you from and you see differently, that's on you. I speak about the village I'm a part of, and that's how we do over here on my village. So, carrying on, you know what I'm saying? We don't have these rituals and these rites of passages and these initiations anymore. And so we just got people running around just doing everything, paying no attention to nothing, not even realizing the powers that they have within them because they don't even realize their family power. They don't, like, there's a power to your family. That's why people speak on their last name, because this is genetic power. This ain't nothing you gotta practice. This ain't. I know, right? This ain't none of that. It's something that's in you. Like I had a conversation with my daughter a few weeks ago about the natural magic that she has, and she's 19, and she's what they call it, emo or gothic, or like she expresses herself, and some of them is with the black and the spikes and the, what I'm saying, and I'm like, oh shit, right? And so, what I'm saying, the makeup and all of that, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, she wearing the makeup. I'm gonna have to tell her, like, you know what I mean? You got a natural glamour magic already inherited in you. And so when you wear makeup, it it multiplies it almost times 10. See, that's why subtle is better, because you know what I'm saying, when you put it on, it's gonna increase your already natural magnetic attraction properties that you have. Having that and not knowing it, it's be a confusing thing. So when I'm telling her, she go, oh damn, that's why when I wear it, yeah, that's why people respond like that and just be like, oh shit, like real, just like stuck in gaze, because that's what happens when you have glamour magic. You know what I'm saying? So glamour magic is like, for those of y'all who don't know, it's where glamorizing, right? Makeup is a tool of women who practice glamour magic. The push-up bras, the bustiers. I can't name them all because I don't really know about them, because I try to stay out of women's magic bag, right? But a lot of it has been revealed to the masses. So now a lot of people are aware of the magic they're operating. Just like when you see now these videos where people are showing the magic, like somebody's doing it, and then you got somebody right next to them showing you how they did it, like, anyway, right? It's kind of like they're taking the fun away. But dig this, when you stand in front of me and I do that trick and there's nobody there, even though you know how it was done, that shit still is awesome, right? Same thing with glamour magic. Yeah, we know it's makeup. We know it's some is plastic surgery. We know that there's things that there's wearing. So what? You still look good. Like, all right, so what? Like, it's so many people that have so much to say. This is why people say a magician never reveals their magic, because this is what you get. You get all type of people talking about, even me, when I talk about the women with the big lashes on the face. I can't stand them things. Listen, that's because I know that it's magic. I can't stand it because it's so overbearing that you're really taking away the point of it. See, a lot of people who are doing this magic now, that again, they don't know it's magic, so they're not following the properties. The properties of magic is subtle. I'm not supposed to know you're even doing the magic, shorty. So when you got, what I'm saying, eyelashes that look like floor mats on your eyes or something, it's like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like somebody sawing somebody in half while the thing is open and I'm seeing what you're doing, right? My brother said, I call them spiders on their eyes, right? Okay, spiders on the eyes, right? But when women do those things and they wear it and I don't be knowing it, it be attractive. It's the showing of and doing it wrong or outside of the laws of that makes it unappealing, and they don't know that because they don't know that it's part of glamour magic. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the importance of realizing what it is you're doing and how to invoke the magic in it. See, so there's a lot of people that's doing things, they're just not applying the properties which have to be applied to the magic spells, because that's what they're doing. When you're doing makeup, you know what I'm saying? That is glamour magic. You're casting a spell. That's why when you walk in the room and the dudes are talking and they look at you and they stop talking, they forgot what they were saying, because you glamorized them temporarily. If you watch the vampire movies, that's where the dudes with the real long nails and always wear like the magic hat, he got long eyes and he always do magic, and he'll look in your eyes and he'll say something and you'll be like, hell yeah, that sounds good. Like he's glamorizing them. Notice what they call that, glamorizing, right? There it is. So being aware and intentional with what you're doing brings more magic to it. And this is why I'm asking you, what's your morning rituals? Because when you are aware of what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it, then you can do it with the proper intention. A lot of our parents never told us that personal hygiene is a cleansing and protection spell to keep you accepted amongst the masses. Because if you don't practice this spell, then you'll most likely smell like you want to be alone. So it's important to practice that ritual, right? Right? Okay. So, just be attentive, y'all. Be intentional, be aware, you know, and put some intentions into your morning rituals. I get up, I open all the blinds and the lights, open up all the blinds, I mean, and to let in the light, I light an incense. I usually like to put on some soft um, meditative music or Reiki healing music. Light my air burner, my oil burner. So get the incense because my door is gonna be open for the fresh air. So I want the incense and I want the oil burner, right? All of this is for that, you know, therapeutic through the senses, right? The lights come in, I got fresh air, I got beautiful scents, the music is set in tune, you know what I'm saying? And I'm doing whatever my morning rituals are amongst that good energy, getting my mind ready, getting my spirit ready, getting my energy ready, because I don't just affect just me, I affect people around me. If I get up and I'm like, brush my teeth and come out, all right, and I come outside, how you doing? Like, man, shut up, man. Right? So that's why y'all be like, damn, there you go. That's the energy I like. I know, right? Me too. This is where you want to be, right? Then I like to do my Kush Koffee from 9 to 10. You know what I'm saying? I like to sit. I like to reflect. I like to think. I like to be attentive. I like to be intentional. You know what I mean? I like to relax, have fun, right? 10 o'clock, that's when the work starts. Whether I start my consultation calls. Today at the Psychonaut Academy Detroit, we're doing snake venom. We're doing snake venom ceremonies. So that's always dope. I always love that because I always get time to spend time with people. You know what I'm saying? Because for those who don't know, snake venom, when you get that, it's a 3-day process. You know what I mean? It's a slow process. You get some first day, boom, come back the second day, boom, come back the third day. So I get that time, you know what I'm saying, to create bonds. I've made so many friends and met so many people and heard so many stories and been included because, like I tell y'all, I'm honored to be a part of y'all's story. So when people go out and they tell their stories and they have their testimonies and all of these different things, man, I'd be honored to be part of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always came up, with the, go sit down and shut up, you know what I'm saying, type of upbringing. And I always wanted to be out and I wanted to be doing something. I wanted to be seen, you know what I'm saying? And so acceptance and love and being part of people's story is just, it's an honor for me, but I just wanted to come on and kick it with y'all. That's how we do. Talk about your morning rituals, you know what I'm saying, the meaning of it, so you don't be spooked out, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta, summons no demon from afar and all of that. Like, no, it's not that deep. When you hear the word ritual, it's nothing to be scared of. It's something that we all have, and the more that you're aware of them and what they are and why you're doing them, then the more attention and intentions you can put into them, the better they can be. The better you can be now prepared, protected. I've got a ritual of doing Cambo at least once every 3 months just to protect me while I'm walking, while I'm doing my healing works, while I'm traveling on these airports, going all these different cities and states. Boom. This is a ritual for me, It's about that time, right? So people who have dealt with abnormal cell growth at a rapid rate in their body and have came and had me as their harm reduction specialist. When we rid their bodies of those things, I tell them that they should ritualistically do the copperhead snake venom once or twice a year, just to address what they would call free radicals. You know what I'm saying? Those cells that are in there that might be left over, right? So if you've had these lumps, these tumors, these growths in your body, and you've battled them and got them out at least once a year, you need to be doing this to make sure that we keep them out, right? So this would be something that I would say make a ritual. So you would do it on a certain date, you know what I'm saying? So even for me, for what I have battled within myself, dealing with the lump that I have found, that I spoke about, you know what I'm saying, with my village very openly, and I went and got the copperhead venom and utilized that to rid my body of that, right? So now for myself, at least twice a year, I do the copperhead venom. Now being a venom practitioner, I do the venoms quite often because even when my clients come, a lot of times I'll do whatever venom that they're doing with them, right? I just like that we can share that magic, we can share that medicine, because me being tapped into that dream realm and utilizing them for onereogen uses, I feel like that's a blessing because it's kind of like, how can I say, we're attending the same place of healing at the same time and receiving information and receiving blessings, because it's more than just harm reduction services that the venoms do. It also addresses your character growth and development and your spiritual attunement. You know what I mean? It's so awesome. It's such a dope thing. It's so beautiful. So again, ritualistic uses. Some people do ayahuasca on their birthdays. I think that's dope, right? That's dope. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's like, yeah, they did ayahuasca on their birthday, so now every since they go on ayahuasca journey. And I'm like, that they definitely are gonna have a relationship with that medicine. Just like some people who ritualistically use, our sacred technologies, aka the magic fungi, some people do that ritualistically. Some people, for tapping into, tuning in with certain ancestors that have passed on to the other side, and they might go in every year on their birthday. Some people have lost children, and it's all types of things that, people will create a ritual for. But keep in mind, y'all, that's what it's for. That's what they're for. They're for the protection. They're for the empowerment. They're for, the focus. Like for me, microdosing, and the Kush Koffee, this is for my relationship with my community. It's for my relationship with my community because for so long in the military, I grew accustomed to just kind of walking around with this, like not just the military, but the city I'm from, Detroit. This natural aggression, right? And it's like I don't like that, and it's in me, but I don't like it. So having a ritual of relaxing, the meditation practices, what I'm saying, the yoga, the Kush Koffee, all of these are saying, yo, calm down, rest your face. It's easier to smile. It feels better. It feels good in my body. I didn't like walking around with all of that extra on. You know what I'm saying? I will if I have to protect my family. But why do I have to feel like I need to protect my family when I'm in my own village, when I'm in my own community, So, but if you have to, calm down. You might have to add a ritual. If you live in New York, Chicago, Detroit, Philly, these might be protective practices. I'm calming myself down, so when I go out here, I'm not triggered by the slightest actions, the ignorance, and all of that, because I know I'm going to come into tune with it, especially if you're in New York on them subways. Y'all, I couldn't do it. Shout out to y'all. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. Everybody, y'all, salute. I thought Detroit City buses was bad when you trying to get downtown to a festival on Woodward bus. The New York subways, horrible. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be mean on y'all city and all that, but that's just how I feel. But hey y'all, I'm about to get ready to get up out of here. I love y'all. I just like to do Kush Koffees with y'all. Sit, do a little morning talk for those of y'all who tapping in, tuning in, and just kick it for a little bit. Man, y'all been a blast. Shout out to my man Los. Oh shit, Michaela, if I'm pronouncing that right. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. Shout out to Ashley. Everybody who tapped in, who tuned in. You know what I'm saying? All is love. And always, as I always ask, please tell somebody you love them in the language that they can understand it in. Peace.